Patriots getting ready to play the Buffalo Bills. Drake Maye. How about that whole game atmosphere there in Buffalo?
Heard about the atmosphere and what a cool place to play. I'm sure it'll be a challenge for us, getting the snap count going and, with the crowd level and kind of getting our communication. And we always talk about operation with AVP, getting that, studying that up and working on it all week. So that's an emphasis for us this week.
Oh, he mentioned AVP, Alex Van Pelt. Been a lot of talk about Alex Van Pelt. Now, owners up there taking notes, seemingly talking about the play calling. What does the Patriots quarterback have to say about Alex Van Pelt?
AVP, I think I was on the radio show about AVP. It's what he's done for my development. And
about what?
I don't know.
He's on the show doing about what?
AVP, I think I was on the radio show about AVP. It's what he's done for my
development. That's when I go up to the woman and I say, how much for $50? And she goes, maybe P.
No, not maybe, AVP.
Is that it with nerds in high school?
And just a quarterback-friendly offensive coordinator. I think you want that in that room. He's easy on the way to coach you up. He'll coach you hard to let you know, when, my...
Nick, are you and Drake Maye related? When quiet.
Instagram? Talking about radio?
Coach hard to let you know, when, my part of the job or my part of the play is not done right. He'll let you know. He'll be the first one to let me know, but I'm the first one to pump me up. So he's been awesome and huge for me. Him and TC both have been awesome, and can't say enough about those guys.
He likes them because he shortens their names to letters.
Right.
I will tell you this. They are going to fire both coordinators because the report is that they're going to keep Mayo, which is no surprise, which there is a report that Vrabel would be interested in this job. And I thought Joe Murray had an interesting point in that if they got rid of Mayo after one season, could it delay the development of this team in terms of personnel because players would see how tumultuous things were at the top and not want to come here. Well, that was an interesting thing, I thought.
The question is, do players look at Jerod Mayo and say, this thing is too tumultuous and I don't want to come here? Do potential coordinators, look at this job and say, wait a minute, the head coach just buried the offensive coordinator last week against Arizona. He might get fired, which means I'm going to get fired. Why would I go there?
Well, my whole thing is that if you look at like a Mike McCarthy, if he gets fired, which I don't think he's going to, but if you look at like Pederson in Jacksonville, who's going to get fired, I would bring in a guy who's had success as a head coach. And Pederson won a Super Bowl, so whatever. I don't care what. I mean, he's obviously has the experience of organizing a team and a successful one. He probably shouldn't be a head coach anymore, and he probably won't get the chance to be. So if you said to a guy like that, look, you're in charge of – you're going to be an assistant head coach, basically. Jerod needs to be taught things and needs someone to help organize. It needs that mind, and we're going to pay you a lot of money. The Crafts are going to have to spend money. So when people come back at me like, well, the Crafts are going to have to spend money. Yes, in this scenario, the Crafts are going to have to spend money. If the idea is the Crafts aren't going to spend any money and get new coordinators, you're absolutely right. Like, yes, they're not going to get some – I'm not going to – if I'm like a quarterback's coach and the next in line for some big coordinator job, I'm not going to come to the Patriots, even though Drake Maye would be enticing to me because you would – you probably think that, okay, I want to work with this kid. I can get something done with him. Elliot Wolf would concern me as well. Just the whole structure of it would concern me. But if I'm Pederson and I look at it, I go, well, all right, this is the highest profile, most money I can, most responsibility, most money I can get. My reputation is what it is. I'm not like living and dying by my success in this job. I take it. Jerod Mayo seems like someone who would be probably. I bet you Jerod Mayo would welcome that. Like, you take some of this away from me. Like you take some of this stuff. Like, let's work on structuring that out. Pederson, a guy like Pederson's been in the game forever, so they probably have this large network of at least people with knowledge of the talents of other people. I think that That's what I would do if I was the Patriots. If I'm keeping Mayo, I'm taking a lot of the pressure off of him. And I'm doing that by giving a guy a lot of responsibility and a lot of money to be essentially an assistant head coach.
Yeah, especially if your mind is made up, as the Diana Rossini report indicates, and we all kind of feel anyway, that they're not going to move on from Mayo after a year. Okay, if you're committed to him and you made this deal with him, and he's going to be here for at least 2 years, you have to do something to help him.
Yes.
You just can't leave him hanging out there.
Yeah, you can't just get your sixth choice of offensive coordinator and some inexperienced defensive coordinator. I mean, you got to bring in people that have not just like an innovative offensive mind. It doesn't do you much good if a guy's just sitting in the quarterback room, 12 hours a day. He needs a guy that can help him with everything. Right. Structurally put this thing and put together structure. Now Mayo goes, this is what I want the identity of the team to be. This is how I feel comfortable running things. And Pederson goes, okay, here's how you accomplish that. Here's how you deal with ownership. Here's how you do. Here's how you have it with the front office. How you have it. You let them know what you want, and you work in concert with them. Mayo doesn't know. I mean, this isn't an insult or a question of his intelligence, but he doesn't know what he's doing. He's never done it, and he doesn't have the experience. He just hasn't coached long enough. He got given, and another year wouldn't have mattered. Mm-hmm. I mean, this whole idea that, they thought they were going to keep Belichick for another. What the hell was he? It doesn't matter. He was a co-defensive coordinator for a team with a coach that relinquished no information or power to anyone else, and probably who knew Mayo was going to usurp him, so really kept him out of the loop. That would essentially be like taking Sauce Gardner and going like, all right, you're the head coach at Ohio State. Like, just like, look, you were
decent, here once.
Yeah, you're a decent. Well, no, he went to Cincinnati, so make him the coach. Yeah, okay, Cincinnati, like the University of Cincinnati. Like, hey, you had a couple good years in the pros. You were really good for us in Cincinnati. Go coach Cincinnati. And then he gets there and he goes, okay, huh? How do I do all of this? I don't know how to do it. And he's even admitted in interviews, like, I don't know. Like, I don't, like, there's so much of it that you can't prepare for. And it's so much more than sideline stuff. It's being the CEO of a huge staff of people, and they have to expand that staff. They have to build the analytics department. They have to build because Belichick didn't have one. They need a lot of stuff going on over there. They need to build. He needs a lot of support, and they didn't have a plan. They didn't have a plan going in.
No, and a lot of it, I think, should. If you care about Mayo and you of course you want him to succeed here, but if it's not going to happen, you got to do something so that he doesn't look as bad as he could end up looking. I mean, if you have to dismiss him after the second year because things have gone so poorly, you have to at least give him a chance to save a little face, get a few wins next year, give him some support so that he can run some kind of a program so he can go get another job.
Well, I'm not convinced you have to do that. What, you waste another year for the betterment of Jerod Mayo?
Well, no, you're not wasting another year. The idea is that you believe, and I think he can be a good head coach. He's certainly smart enough and charismatic enough to do so. I just think they put him in a situation where they didn't think it through. I don't know if he should be a head coach right now, but that's why I think you can keep him and put a guy who's been a head coach and a successful one next to him, and I guarantee you that's good for 3 or 4 wins. Just doing that, just having a guy for an off season, helping establish and organize the staff. I assure you, and tell you what departments you need. Like, go to the crafts and go, all right, here's what we had in Philadelphia. Da 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 da. Belichick kept such a sparse staff of, right. And then as he got older, it just became if you kissed his ass. It really did. It was just all guys that kissed his ass, regardless of talent or correctness for the position. I mean, he's got Mike Lombardi. I know Mike Lombardi, Fred, you're obsessed. I am. But he gave Mike Lombardi the first job he got. And it's not because Mike Lombardi's some brilliant guy. He's an idiot. But he sat around kissing his ass. Mike Lombardi didn't have a NFL job for a decade, 2 decades. Like, I mean, he's an idiot.
Yeah, he's barely worked in the league in the last 2 decades.
Yeah, so he's an idiot. He can't even get a good media job. So, I mean, I have had more success than Lombardi in the last 20 years. And Belichick hired him exclusively for kissing his ass anyway. That's my thoughts on it.
If you like that clip, and how could you not? Check out more videos from Toucher and Hardy here. Point slightly up and to the left. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. Point slightly down and to the left. And for the latest from the Sports Hub, download at 985thesportshub.com.